All right, let's get right into it. If you're a general or a specialty contractor working in Washington state, listen up. There's a really big mandatory change coming in 2024 that you absolutely need to be aware of. We're going to walk you through exactly what's changing.
So right off the bat, this is the number to remember, 150%. That's how much the contractor bond requirements have gone up. And get this, it's the first time they've changed this in 23 years. Yeah, it's a huge shift, so let's break down exactly what that means for your business.
Here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with the change itself, then explain the new bond amounts, talk about what this is actually going to cost you, give you a 5-step guide to stay compliant, and finally, see how Washington's new rules stack up against its neighbors. Okay, so this isn't just some minor policy tweak. This is law. It all comes from Washington House Bill 1534, and it's set to go into effect in July of 2024, and it's going to directly impact how you register and run your company. You know, what's really wild is the timing here. It has been 23 years since these bond requirements were last touched. Just think about how much the economy and the cost of construction have changed in that time. So really, this is a long overdue adjustment to catch up with the times.
All right, let's talk dollars and cents. Hearing 150% is one thing, but seeing what that actually looks like is another. So let's take a look.
This chart really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? For general contractors, you're looking at a jump from $12,000 all the way up to $30,000. And for specialty contractors, it's going from $6,000 up to $15,000. I mean, the new amounts are more than double the old ones.
And this table here lays it out in black and white. For general contractors, that's an $18,000 increase in your bond requirement. For specialty contractors, it's a $9,000 jump. In both cases, there's that 150% increase we talked about.
So this obviously leads to the big question on everyone's mind: what is this actually going to cost me? The good news is you don't pay the full bond amount. Let's talk about how the pricing actually works. The key term you need to know is bond premium. This is what you actually pay. It's an annual fee to the surety company, so you're not shelling out 30 grand from your bank account. Instead, you're paying a small percentage of that total, and the rate you get is based almost entirely on your personal credit score.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Your credit score directly impacts your bottom line. Look at this. For that $30,000 general contractor bond, someone with excellent credit might only pay between $300 and $600 a year. But as the credit score goes down, that percentage rate goes up, and so does your annual cost. It's a pretty clear incentive to keep your credit in good shape.
Okay, so we know the what and the why. Now let's get into the how. We've put together a really straightforward 5-step guide to getting registered and staying compliant with the Washington State Department of Labor and Industries, or as you know it, LandI. Step 1, you gotta get an UBI number. That's a Unified Business Identifier from the Secretary of State. Step 2 is getting that new higher surety bond we've been talking about. Step 3, get your insurance squared away, including workers' comp. Fourth, you submit the whole application package to LandI. And finally, step 5, just remember to renew your registration every 2 years to stay active.
And here's some really good news that makes this whole process a lot simpler. Unlike a lot of other states, Washington does not require you to pass an exam to get registered as a contractor. That removes a huge hurdle and makes getting compliant that much easier.
So, with these much higher bond amounts, you might be wondering, how does Washington stack up against its neighbors in the Pacific Northwest now? Let's take a quick look.
Looking at the numbers, you can see Washington's new $30,000 bond for general contractors lands it pretty much right in the middle of the pack. It's way higher than Idaho's requirements, but it's still below the top end you see in Oregon, where bonds can go all the way up to $80,000. And just like Oregon, no exam.
It's also important to remember why these bonds exist in the first place, and it all boils down to consumer protection. In Washington, there's actually another layer of protection called the Contractor Recovery Fund. So if a claim completely drains a contractor's bond, this fund can kick in and provide up to another $35,000. And it's paid for by small surcharges on registration fees.
So understanding these changes is the first step. The next is actually taking action to make sure your business is ready for that July 2024 deadline. So are you ready to meet Washington's new requirements?
You can get your surety bond quote in just a few minutes. Just visit buysuretybonds.com to get started today.